we should do that one line from the books, and then another line is from your language. When you go home, one line here, one line your language, one by one. We say that the simultaneous lesson direction interpret into your target language. Assert. Assert is the criminal. Defendant is accused in count 4 of the information of having committed the crime of assert, a violation of section 240 of the Penal Code. Every person who with the general criminal intent make an unlawful attempt, coupled with the present ability to apply physical force upon the person of another, is guilty of the crime of assert. In order to prove such crime, each of the following elements must be proved. 1. An unlawful attempt was made to apply physical force upon the person of another. 2. At the time of each attempt, the person who made the attempt had the present ability to apply such physical force. And 3. The person make the attempt had the general criminal intent, which in this case means that such a person intended to commit an attack. The direct nature and the probable consequence of which successfully completed would be the application of physical force upon the person of another. To constitute an assert, it is not necessary that any actual injury be inflicted. However, if an injury is inflicted, it may be considered its connection with other evidence in determining whether an assert was committed, and if so, the nature of the assert. Burglary. Defendant is accused in count 5 of the information of having committed the crime of burglary, or violation of section 459 of the Penal Code. Every person who enters any structure with the specific intent to steal, take, and carry away the personal property of another of any value, and with the further specific intent to deprive the owner permanently of such person property, other with the specific intent to commit a felony, is guilty of the crime of burglary in violation of Penal Code section 456. It is immaterial whether the intent with which the intent entry was made was thereafter carried out. In order to prove such crime, each of the following elements was to be proved. 1. A person entered the structure. 2. At the time of the entry, such a person had the specific intent to steal and take away someone else's property and intended to prove the owner permanently of such property, or 3. Such a person had the specific intent to commit a felony. Next to page 21. Simultaneous lesson, direction, intent into your target language. Rape of non-spouse. Rape of non-spouse. Defendant is accused in count 6 of the information of having committed the crime of rape, a violation of section 261 of the Penal Code. Every person who engages in an act of sexual intercourse with a female person who's not the spouse of the interpreter accomplish against such a person will be seen means of such violation of fear of immediate and unlawful bodily injury is guilty of the crime of rape in violation of Penal Code section 261. In order to prove such crime, each of the following elements must be proved. Number 1, a male and female person engaged in an act of sexual intercourse. 2, the two persons were not married to each other. 3, the act of intercourse was against the will of the female person. And 4, such act was accomplished by means of force, violence, or fear of immediate and unlawful body injury. Any sexual penetration, however slight, constitutes against in an act of sexual intercourse. Proof of ejaculation is not required against such a person's will, means without the consent of the female person. Rape of spouse. First line is a rape of non-spouse. Second line is a rape of spouse. Each spouse is also same thing. Defendant is accused in count 7 of the information of having committed the crime of spouses of rape, a violation of section 262 of the Penal Code. Every person who engaged in an act of sexual intercourse with his wife, accomplished against her will be means of force or fear of immediate and unlawful bodily injury to hear or another person guilty of the crime of spousal rape in violation of Penal Code Section 262. Next, lewd act with the child, not the sexual, just lewd act. Lewd act with the child. Defendant is accused in count A of the information of having committed the crime of lewd act with the child. A violation of Section 288 of the Penal Code. Every person who willfully and lewdly commit any lewd or lascivious act openly with the body or any part or member thereof of a child under the age of 14 years with the specific intent of espousing, arousing, appearing to, or gratifying the lewd or passion or sexual desire of such a person or of such child is guilty of the crime of the committing a lewd or lascivious act upon the body of a child in violation of Section 288 of the Penal Code. A lewd or lascivious act is defined as any touching of the body of a person under the age of 14 years with the specific intent to arouse, appear to, or gratify the sexual desire of another, of either. Expert witness testimony, firearms, tape 3A. Detective Noble, would you please state for the record your full name, your rank, and your current job classification? Summary. My name is Frank Ernest Noble. I'm a detective, first class with the Multnomah County Sheriff Department, and I currently function as the department armor defendant. And what does being on armor entail briefly? Detective. And what does being on armor entail briefly? Detective. Well, briefly, I placed all small arms of order for the dependent department, issue firearms to department personnel, oversee, secure the storage of unleashed weapons. The sort of thing. I'm also being charged of maintenance of all the defendants' email arms. Defendant, would you Would you say then, detective novels, that you are expert on the subject of email arms? Detective, well, I would say so, yes. Dependent, on another subject, detective novel, are you a hunter? That is, do you hunt game for the recreational purpose? Detective, I go back hunting occasionally. I also to hunt deer, but not so much anymore. Defendant, would you say, though, that you are at least reasonably familiar with the various common kinds of hunting and the firearms used for each? Detective, yes, I think that's fair to say. Defendant, I'd like to take a look at this. Detective, is people of Exhibit A a list of firearms and the related items confiscated from the defendant's residence on March 17 of last year? I'd like you, if you would, detective, to read this list out for you juror to hear. And then I'd like to hear you a few questions about it, okay? Detective, certainly, let's see. Okay. 2 Colt .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol, 1 box of hollow .45 caliber ammunition, 1 Smith and Wesson 357 Magnum revolver, 1 box of particular consumers follow points, 357 Magnum ammunition, 1 double barrel sawed-off shotgun, 12 gauge, 1 box of 12 gauge shotgun shells loaded with double auto shot, 3 Holt AR-15 rifles with the 6 bananas clip and approximate 1,500 round of steel jacketed ammunition, 1 caliber AK-47 rifle with 2 banana clips and approximately 250 rounds of steel jacket ammunition. Defendant, have you personally inspected each of the items listed? Detective novel. Detective, yes ma'am, I have. Defendant, good. Then with respect to the 3 handguns, the 2 Colt 45s and the 357 Magnum, did your inspection reveal anything unusual about these weapons? Detective, no ma'am. All 3 appeared to be good working order and unmodified. Defendant, I see. Detective novel give you experience as a hunter. Would you say that these three handguns are firearms that would be suitable for hunting purpose? Detective, well, not for ducks or deer. For that's what I mean. I have heard of some folks using high-powered handgun for wild boar hunting. You see, boar are usually found in area of real heavy brush, and you are maybe less likely to get tangled up in there with the handgun than with the rifle. Defendant, I see. Detective, when was the last time you heard of wild boar being taken in the state New Jersey? Defendant, no. Detective, objection. Defendant, withdrawn. Assuming detective novel that you were setting out of hunt wild boar is heavy underbrush, and assuming further that you set out to do so with the 357 Magnum, would you use follow point ammunition? Detective, no ma'am. Defendant, no. And why is that, detective? Detective, well, a follow hunts slug when it hits the target. His defense very rapid, passing out away from the follow out point. Defendant, and that's not good for hunting. Detective, well, in the sense that's very little it is. A follow point, a slug, is designed to do maximum damage to living target. That's the problem. From hunting point of view, is that kind of damage involves a whole lot of internal brain, which ruins the means around the wound. What's the hunter want is a good, clean kill. Defendant, so then it is follow point ammunition. It is no good for hunting, and that is designed to inflict damage on living target. I guess you are having to say it is designed to kill people. Would you, detective? Detective, objection, Your Honor. Defendant, withdrawn. Let's move on the shotgun. Detective, Is that your opinion suitable for hunting? Detective, well, it is defendant haven't had its barrel sold off shop. It would be perfectly good following peace, as it is, though it's almost useless for hunting. The range is too short, and then, of course, a showed-off shotgun is illegal anyway. Defendant, yes, it's that good time. Can you tell the court, detective, what was the legal definition of a sold-off shotgun is in this state? Detective, yes. For legal purpose, a sold-off shotgun is any shotgun or a rifle with a barrel that's less than 16-inch long, or any shotgun or rifle where the whole weapon is less than 24 inches long. Defendant, and what's the length of the barrel of the shotgun listed in People's Exhibit A? Detective, 14-inch. Defendant, that's a weapon. Then means the legal definition of a showed-off shotgun. Detective, yes. Defendant, you already testified that detective that the shotgun is question is unless for hunting because of its limited range. What possible advantage then would you tell me to verify a weapon is in this way? Detective, well, it's easy counsel and it's exceptional method at rearranging. Say, within the confine of the liquor store, Your Honor, I object. Defendant, withdraw, Your Honor. Let's move on again, detective, to the 3 AR-15 rifles. Perfect, could be used first. Detective, what's the letter A stand for this contact? Detective, yes ma'am. A stands for assault rifle. Defendant, I see. Most of us in the courtroom have probably heard of the MR rifle used by the U.S. Army. Is the AR-15 at all related to the M16 detective? Detective, yes, very much so. That's be almost the same weapon. In fact, the M16 is the military version, is standard issue to U.S. Armed Forces. The AR-15 is the civilian version of just about the same rifle. Defendant, and how do the AR-15 and the M16 differ? Detective, well, there's a number of small difference. The main differences though, is that the AR-15 is designed for semi-automatic fire only. The M16 can be switched between semi-automatic fire and, in the earlier models, full automatic fire, or in more recent models, when the shot burst into burst mode. Defendant, without going into a great deal of detail, Detective, can you explain to us the difference between semi-automatic and fully automatic firing? Detective, certainly. When you fire automatic weapon, you have to pull the trigger one time for each shot you fire. You don't have to reload after such a shot or manually work the bolts. But you do have to use multiple trigger pulls for multiple shots. When you fire a fully automatic weapon, you can just hold down the trigger and hose down a whole area until you run out of ammunition. Defendant, in the possession for civilian of full automatic weapon legal in this state? Detective, no ma'am. Defendant, okay. Now then, detective, before we get into the specific of the three area 15s listing people exhibit A, would you say that AR-15s general are good hunting weapons? Detective, not good hunting weapons, so they'll certainly be used for hunting, but there's not particularly accurate at long range. And I think most sportsmen, would you feel a little embarrassed to think they needed that kind of firepower to bring down a mule? Detective, to the 6 banana clips listed with the 3 AR-15s. Can you tell us first that banana clip is, and then tell us whether you found these particular banana clips unusual in any way? Detective, well, first of all, the detective clip referred to the ammunition magazines that can be removed from the weapon. The clip holds all the weapons ammunition except the round currently chambered. If there is a round chamber, the capacity of clips, even clips designed for the same weapon, can vary quite a bit. You can put 10 round clip in an AR-15, you can put a 50-round clip in it. Larger capacity clips are often called to make them less cumbersome. That's where the term banana clip comes from. It's a large capacity curved clips. Defendant, okay. And the specific bananas clips confiscated with this weapon. Detective, that's were taped together in pairs. That's the 6 clips were found in these 3 pairs. Each pair consisted of 2 clips taped together such that the curves of the clips were aligned, and most of the 2 clips' bodies overlapped, but the top of these 2 clips extended from opposite end of the pair. Defended. And what significance? If, say, do you attach to this detective? That is, why? Is your opinion? Would anyone tape clips together in this way? Detective, yes. Well, if doubled, you are immediately available supply of some of ammunition. You load both clips in capacity. Then you assemble one of the clips into the weapon. You can fire until that clip is empty. Then you pull out the tape together fair clip, a flip is over, and insert the other clip into the weapon. You are fully loaded, reload a matter of a couple of seconds. Defendant, and again, do you see any scoring application for each tape together in this way? Defendant, detective, no ma'am, I don't. Defendant, okay, detective, you are moved finally to the AK-47 rifle listed in People's Exhibit A. Of people, you tell us first, just in a general way, what kind of a weapon that is. Detective, well, like the AR-15, the AK is an assault rifle. The fully automatic military version is the standard infantry weapon in the former Soviet Union, China, what used to the Eastern Bloc, and is many third weapon countries. They are manufactured in a number of countries. Those that dare or were legally reported to the United States are semi-automatic. The fully automatic, most of the one that see here, like the one on the list here are made in PRC. Defendant, the People's Republic of China. Detective, yes ma'am. Defendant, but you say the AK-14 listed in People's Exhibit A is not a fully automatic weapon? Page 26 page. It wasn't, detective, it wasn't when it was imported, but it is now. Just like the AR-15, it's pretty easy to modify a semi-automatic AK-47 into a fully automatic one. And that's just what somebody did to take one. Defendant, thank you, detective. That's all. Number 27, simple body question. Also, simultaneous for the interpreter. Question and answer. Question. Thank you, Honor. Good morning, Mrs. Smith. As the coach explained, my colleague and I are going to ask you all some questions this morning to see if you can sit as fair and impartial jurors on this case. We don't want to get notes or something, but we need to know a little around you that we can make sure both the people and the defendant get a fair trial here. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Are you married, Miss Smith? Yes, sir. What does your husband do? You live in? Here's car center. We work for a contract and the local construction site modify vegetation. And you work outside the home? Right now, I'm housewife, but it's the past, we worked as a secretary off and on. And how many children do you have? 4, 2 boys and 2 girls. What are their ages? 12, 14, 17, and 18. Are they all the school? Or do any of them works? 17-year-old works part-time as a gardener, handyman types. You know, he moves lawns, clear brush, that type of things. And my 18-year-old daughter is a clerk at the J.C. Penney. Do you know any of these parties involved in this case? Anyone on the list of the coach lead a few minutes ago? No, I don't think so. Do you know anyone involved in law enforcement? Well, one of our neighbors in a sheriff, and my brother-in-law is a probation officer. Is that what you mean by law enforcement? Yes. Anyone who works in the courts, a police department, a prison, anywhere in the justice system. Now, do you ever discuss your neighbor's works with him? Did you say he was a police officer or a sheriff? Sheriff. No, we don't talk about this work much. We don't specialize much. You know, we just say hello to each other across the fence, that's all. How about your brother-in-law? Do you ever discuss his case wrong with him? No, he's live in Fresno, so we don't see each other that often. Now, have you or any of four friends or relatives ever been accused of a felony? No, that I know of. Wait, I think my brother get a drunk drive charge. Is that a felony? No, that's misdemeanor. In most cases, such the fact that your brother was arrested for driving under the influence prevent you from being fair and impartial in this case. Page 28. If there was a long time ago, that anyway, he got what he deserved. Have you or any of four friends of a relative ever been the victim of or been involved in any way in a felony? No, that's not that I know of. Now, there is going to evidence of drug use and alcohol consumption in this case. Mrs. Smith, will you able to sit on this case and hear evidence of such nature and remain fair and impartial, Mrs. Smith? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Well, do you have any biases or prejudice against people just because they consume alcohol or drugs? In anywhere, would you automatically assume a person was guilty that just they were under influence of drug or alcohol, regardless of any other evidence? No, I understand that have to consider all the facts of before making up our mind. Very good. So do you promise to give the defendant the benefit of the doubt and if the people do not meet the burden of proof, beyond a reasonable doubt in this case, you will find the defendants not guilty? Yes. Now, in this case, Mr. Smith, the defendant and the alleged victim, the both minorities, the defendant being from Jamaica and the victim being from Pakistan. Would you that pose any problem for you in terms of your ability to judge in case fairly impartially? No. I don't have what color people's skin is or anything that won't enter into. I understand. You have served on prior juries before. Is that correct, Mr. Smith? Yes. What kind of cases were they? How long ago was it? Oh, it was 3 or 4 years ago. I remember there was a shoplifting case and a certain battery. I don't remember what else. I got kicked off several juries before I finally got interested. Do you think you will be able to get assigned that prior jury experience and consider this case solely on the merit, regardless of any other consideration? Yes. I hardly remember anything about those cases. It's been so long now. They won't influence me. Was there anything about that prior jury service? This would affect your ability to be fair and counter impartial in this case, to give the defendant and the people unfair trial. No problem. Like I say, I barely remember it. Without telling me what the verdict was, Mrs. Smith, can you tell me whether the jury reaches the verdict in this other case you served on this past? Well, it seemed to be we had the hundred on one of them. They insert case, but we reached a verdict on the other ones. Can you think of any other reason why you wouldn't be a fair and impartial juror in this case, Mrs. Smith? No, nothing. Page 29. Thank you. Pass the case of your honor. The percentage resumptory is with the people, your honor. The people would like to thanks and excuse me, Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith duly returned to the jury commissioner's office.